Now we'll see the IS code which is related to the ductile detailing of RCC members. So for understanding this ductile detailing of RCC members for the seismic forces and for the code of practice, you have to download this IS code IS 13920 1993. Okay, and you have to go for this IS code for understanding the ductile detailing of RCC members. So in this IS code, there are the all other codes are also given, and which will be following. There are some journals also they have given. You can see how to achieve the building as a earthquake resistant building, how to achieve the ductile detailing of RCC members. That's all parameters which are given. So ductile detailing of reinforced concrete structure subjected to the seismic forces and the code of practice for that scope, and the different terminologies also they have given with respect to the curvature, ductility curvature, what is the hoop, what is the shear wall, again shell concrete, space frame, that all parameters they have given, and which IS codes we have to use for the at achieving the ductile detailing into the RCC members. There is IS 456, which IS code you are using for the concrete, the DCS also, that is also very helpful over here for understanding this ductile detailing of RCC members, and that is the shear walls, how it is helpful to us to increase the strength of the building, how to make the building as a earthquake resistant building by using the shear wall concept, by the shell concrete, that concrete is not confined by traverse reinforcement and is also called as a concrete cover. So this shear wall, shell concrete, space frame, so these parameters again, ductility, what is this hoop, what is the hoop angle over here, it is a closed stirrup having 135 degree hook with a 10 mm diameter extension, that all parameters which are included into this IS 13920. So you have to go for this IS code briefly. After that, they have given it vertical reinforcement, moment resisting frame, that parameters also they have given here in detail. General specifications they have given for the flexure members in the longitudinal reinforcement and the vertical reinforcement, lateral reinforcement and the longitudinal reinforcement. What is the factor? What is the formula? How to calculate this reinforcement details? That is the reinforcement details in the longitudinal and the lateral direction. So that parameters also they have given. Wave reinforcement. So what is the wave reinforcement and how to calculate this wave reinforcement? Where to calculate wave reinforcement for the vertical hoops? Again, vertical hoop is stirrup which having the 135-degree angle with a 10 mm diameters. And again, there are what are the formulas to calculate the wave reinforcement, that also given. Again, you can see the anchorage over here. You can see this main steel distributions to their distributions, that is the beam wave reinforcement related factors also they have given. And after that, how to calculate the shear force for the beams, that also given in the longitudinal reinforcement. Transverse reinforcement related details they have given. What is one hoop, what is the two hoop, single hoop, double hoop, there, that concept also they have given here. And I hope all of you have already studied these parameters into the design of concrete structure 1 as well as the design of concrete structure 2, because these all parameters related to the steel reinforcement, their drawing with respect to their cross section area, already we have learned into this into the design of concrete structure for each and every component for the slab, beam, column, and the footing also. Okay, so what is this development length? How many development length we have to provide? What is the for main bar? What is the main steel distribution steel? How much amount of diameter we have to provide for this main steel and the distribution steel? how to calculate this FCK, how to calculate this AST. Okay, that all parameters we have learned from this IS 1893 for achieving the ductile detailing of RCC structures. Okay, about the joint of the frames, you can see there is a joint. So how to we have to make the joint as a strong joint. Shear wall concept, why we provide the shear wall, and what is the concept about the shear walls. Again, what is the shear strength? What is the calculation part? Calculate the shear strength of the building, flexural strength, how it calculate, boundary element, how these openings in the wall are opening in the walls which are the shear for reducing the strength of the building. Openings in the wall which will be reduces the strength of the building. How they are affected over here for the strength of the building. Now different types of the joints, the construction joints, development, splice, anchorage, that all parameters I hope you have learned into the DCS, and this much amount of the factors they have considered into this IS 13920 1993 for achieving the ductile detailing of RCC members, that all parameters are related to the steel reinforcement for achieving the strong bond between this steel and to become a structure as a reinforcement, as a strong structure reinforcement. So these are the factors over here that will be helpful for us for understanding the building as a earthquake resistant building and to achieve the building with the ductile detailing of RCC members. So I hope all of you have understood and you will go through this IS code for understanding these concepts about this ductile detailing of RCC members. Okay, now we'll move towards the next chapter, that is the unit number 8, which is related to this different types of the structures to make the building as a earthquake resistant building. Write down on the new page, unit number 8. Write down the unit number 8, that is the earthquake resistant construction. Earthquake resistant construction. Earthquake resistant construction. Write down the unit number 8, that is the earthquake resistant construction. Write down the syllabus. Failure mechanism of different types of masonry construction. Failure mechanism of different types of masonry construction. Masonry construction, comma, construction aspect of masonry, construction aspect of masonry and timber structure, and timber structure, retrofitting, 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 and strengthening technique of retrofitting and strengthening technique of low cost and low rise building, low cost and low rise building, comma, provisions of IS 4326, IS 4326 and IS 13935, IS 13935. So below this, write down about the title of the chapter. About the title of the chapter. Write down the word resist means. The word resist means. The word resist means capacity to resist. Capacity to resist. Comma, meaning of the title indicates. Meaning of the title indicates. Meaning of the title indicates the study of various aspects of construction. The study of various aspects of construction. Study of various aspects of construction. To improve, to improve, to improve, to improve resistance to EQ forces. To improve resistance to earthquake forces. Below this, write down about central idea of chapter. About central idea of chapter. About central idea of chapter. This chapter introduces different failure mechanism. Different failure mechanism for masonry construction. For masonry construction. Full stop. It gives importance to. It gives importance to. It gives importance to various aspects of masonry. Various aspects of masonry and timber structure. Timber structure for EQ resistances. For EQ resistances. Finally, it gives introduction of retrofitting. Introduction of retrofitting and strengthening techniques. Strengthening techniques for low cost. For low cost and low rise buildings. Below this, write down importance of the chapter. Importance of the chapter. Write down. This chapter is important. This chapter is important to develop the low-cost earthquake resistant structure. To develop the low-cost earthquake resistant structures. And also retrofitting and strengthening of these structures. Below this, write down chapter objectives and outcomes. तुम्हीच भरावरती फॉर्म तर प्रिंट काढा. भरून घ्या पैसे होते. Objective/outcomes to study the failure mechanism of different types of masonry constructions. And second, to study the construction aspect of masonry and timber structure. Third objective is here to study the retrofitting and strengthening techniques of low cost and low rise building. And the last point, to study the provision of IS 4326 and IS 13935. To study the provision of IS code, that is IS 4326 and IS 13935. Okay. So we have started this unit number 8. The remaining part from this unit number 8 we'll see in the next lecture. Now I will stop the sharing. So all of you be ready with your in-plant training first. In-plant training certificate. Second one is the in-plant training report. Third one is the project presentation. And the last one is the you have to be ready with the project presentation report. Before giving this presentation, you should be ready with these 4 documents. If these 4 documents are ready, then and all project students are present from that group, then we'll start your presentation. And that is scheduled on tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So I hope all of you clear about this, and it is very important. This is based on this project presentation, you will get your marks which are related to your project. So all of you to make sure that PPT should be ready, all the project group members should be ready within this presentation. Project report should be submitted towards your guide. In-plant training certificate should be submitted towards your guide. And if you have uploaded that certificate, then access should be given to the faculty members. This all information you have to be ready with that. Okay, so I request all of you for tomorrow. We'll meet at 10 a.m. for the project presentation. Okay, for this today's lecture, we'll stop here and I will stop the sharing. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Now also you can ask me if you have any doubt. If you don't have any doubt, you can use the chat box for your attendance. Thank you all.